Hi friends! Today we will be practicing on linear equations with one variable. So let's start. In our last section we already learned what is the linear equation and all the terminology related to it. Let's revise. What is a variable? Quantity whose value is not fixed is called a variable, and it may take any name such as a, b, c, x, y, z, etc. Now, what is a constant or coefficient? A constant is a quantity whose value is fixed, so all the numbers are constants. What is an expression? This is a combination of variables, constants, operators without the sign of equality. For example, 2x, x plus 3, 3y, 3y over 3, 1 by 3 plus 2, all of these are expressions. Now, what is an equation? An equation is also a combination of variables, constants, and operators, but an equals to sign is also there. For example, 2x equals 6. 2x plus 1 equals 3y. 2x plus 3 equals 18. So, the sign of equality is always there in an equation, in contrast to an expression. Now, what is a term in an expression or equation? Terms are the individual expressions that are getting added in an expression or equation. Factors of a term. Factors of a term are the individual parts of a term that are getting multiplied, subtracted, or divided to form a term. These are called factors of a term. For example, 3y squared. This is a term. 3 times y squared, or 3 times y times y. So the factors of a term are 3, y, and y. And then the constant factor or coefficient is 3. And then y squared is the algebraic factor. Now, what are like terms and unlike terms in an expression? 3y squared plus 2y plus 4y plus x. Here, the terms 2y and 4y have the same algebraic factor, y. So these are like terms, and only like terms can be added or subtracted in an expression. Now let's have some examples of solving linear equations with one variable. Y plus 5 equals 15. Now we divide this into the left-hand side and right-hand side. We have to solve for y. We have already learned how to solve equations for one variable in our last section. So what do we have to do here? We will shift all the constant terms on one side. So bring 5 on the other side towards 15. So 5 is getting added on the left side, so then it has to get subtracted on the right-hand side. Y equals 15 minus 5. Then you calculate this to get y equals 10. You can check the answer by plugging in y equals 10 into the original equation. You get 10 plus 5 equals 15. So our answer is correct. Now here we have our next question. 2 by 3 minus y equals 4. So we have to find the value of y. We will shift constant terms to the right-hand side. So we get negative y is equal to 4 by 1 minus 2 by 3. So negative y is equal to taking 3 as the LCM. 3 divided by 1 is 3. 3 multiplied by 4 is 12 minus 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 1 multiplied by 2 is 2. So we get negative y equal to 10 by 3, or y is equal to negative 10 over 3. The negative sign has been shifted to the right-hand side to get a positive value of y. So y is equal to negative 10 upon 3. Now let's check our answer by plugging in the value of y into our equation. So we can write 2 by 3 minus 10 over 3 is equal to 4. Minus minus becomes a plus, So it will be 2 by 3 plus 10 by 3 equals 4, and 2 by 3 plus 10 by 3 is equal to 12 by 3 equals 4. And 12 by 3 is 4, so our answer is correct. Now we'll be learning the addition and subtraction of algebraic expressions. For example, we have 6y squared plus 10 minus 4 plus 3yz. This is an algebraic expression to the polynomial. It has 4 terms. Now here we have another algebraic expression. It is a trinomial. 4y squared minus 3 plus 2yz. And here we have to add these two expressions. So what do we have to do? We'll be writing them in a row, like this. And now we have to solve the like terms and write the like terms together. Now, from these two expressions, we can see 6y squared and 4y squared are like terms, so write them together. Next, we can see that 3yz and 2yz are also like terms, so you need to write these next. And remember, you need to write the preceding sign along with the term. So, for example, 4y squared is positive, and 6y squared is also positive, so you write a positive sign. And 3y squared is also positive, as well as 2y squared, so you write a positive sign in front of it. Now, these terms, 10 minus 4 and minus 3, are all constant terms, so write them together. Now you have written all the like terms together. 6y squared plus 4y squared, 3yz plus 2yz, and finally, the constants 10 minus 4 minus 3. So you have 3 sets of like terms. Now solve them separately. Now the first set is 6y squared and 4y squared. You get 10y squared. Moving on to the next set, you have 3yz plus 2yz. Adding these up, you get 5yz. Finally, we have 10 minus 4 minus 3. So now you need to get 10 minus 7. Now there is a positive sign in front of 10 and a negative sign in front of 7. So you subtract and you get 3. So now you have 10y squared plus 5yz plus 3. This is the solution of the sum of these two expressions. When you have all the terms which are unlike terms, you have to reach the solution. And now that all 3 terms are unlike terms, you have reached the final solution. So 10y squared plus 5yz plus 3 is the solution. One was a polynomial and the other was a trinomial. So this is how you add expressions. Now let's have some more examples of adding algebraic expressions. We have 2 expressions. Expression 1 is 4zx plus 3y squared minus 2. Then add 2y squared plus 4 minus 10xz. So we had to add these 2 expressions. Let's solve it. 4zx plus 3y squared minus 2 plus 2y squared plus 4 minus 10xz. So 4zx and 10xz are like terms, even though the 2 variables are written in a different order. So you write 4zx minus 10xz. Then you add 3y squared plus 2y squared, because those are also like terms. And then finally you're left with negative 2 and positive 4, 2 constant terms. So you have 3 sets of like terms. Now let's solve. 4zx is smaller than 10xz, so you're going to end up with a negative answer. So we end up with 6zx, and this is negative. Moving on, 3y squared plus 2y squared. Both are positive, so you have to add to get 5y squared. Then negative 2 plus 4. you need to take the sign of the larger number, which is positive. So you get positive 2. So you are left with negative 6zx plus 5y squared plus 2. This is the final answer because each term are unlike. So remember, whenever you have to add expressions, write them out in a row. Then you need to write out the like terms together. And then finally, you add or subtract until all the terms are unlike. And this will be the final solution. Now, let's move on to the next question. We have 3 expressions, and we have to add these together. First is 3x squared plus 2 minus 4. Y. Next one is 10y minus 5 plus 4x squared. And final is 7y minus 4. We have to add these 3 expressions. Whenever you have to add expressions, you just write them out in a row. So that is what we will be writing. 3x squared plus 2 minus 4, then plus 10y minus 5 plus 4x squared, then finally plus 7y minus 4. So let's write all the like terms together. You have 3x squared and 4x squared. Both are positive, so add them together. 3x squared plus 4x squared. Now moving on, you have negative 4y plus 10y plus 7y. These are all like terms, and remember to keep the sign in front of each term. Now moving on to the constants, you have negative 5, negative 4, and positive 2. Now write them all together. So now you have 3 sets of like terms. So you have 3x squared plus 4x squared. Both are positive. You add to get 7x squared. Now you have negative 4y plus 10y plus 7y. You add 10y and 7y to get 17y. Then you have negative 4y plus 17y. You keep the positive sign because it belongs to the larger number. And then you get a final answer of positive 13y. And now you have to add and subtract 2 minus 5 minus 4. You subtract negative 5 and negative 4 to get negative 9, and then you have to add positive 2 to that. Negative 9 is a larger number, so you keep that, and then you get negative 7 as the final answer. So you are left with 7x squared plus 13y minus 7. So you can see all of these are unlike terms. Therefore, this will be our final solution. Now here we have another example. We have 2 expressions. 4xy minus 3x squared minus 4. This is a trinomial, which means that the expression has 3 terms. Expression 2 is 7y minus 2x squared minus 4. This is also a trinomial. What do we have to do? We have to subtract expression 2 from expression 1. So earlier, all the questions that we solved had addition, but in this question, we have to subtract. So let's learn something new. How do we subtract one expression from another expression? In the case of addition, we used to just write both on the expression without any changes to their signs. However, now in the case of subtraction, you will have to write the expression which is to be subtracted with all of its signs reversed. So you will write out 4xy minus 3x squared minus 4y. But then for expression 2, you will have to change all the signs. So you get negative 7y plus 2x squared plus 4. And now you can go ahead and group all the like terms. So let's find out all the like terms. Now the first term is 4xy. Do we have any like terms? No, all the other terms are different. So you can just write 4xy. Now the second term is negative 3x squared. 2x squared is a like term, so write those together. And remember to keep the sign that is in front of it. Now moving on, negative 4y. This is similar to negative 7y, so write them together. And finally, we have the positive 4. There are no other constant terms, so just write positive 4 at the end. So now we have 4 sets of like terms. 4xy is the only term, and then you have negative 3x squared plus 2x squared. So the final answer takes the sign of the larger number, negative 3. So you get negative 1x squared. Then moving on, you have minus 4y minus 7y. These have the same sign, so you have to add. And then the final answer takes the negative sign. And then finally, you're left with positive 4. So now you have 4xy minus 1x squared minus 11y plus 4. These are all unlike terms, so that will be the final solution. This is what you will get if you subtract expression 2 from expression 1. So this is how you subtract expressions. The only new thing that we learned here is that when you subtract an expression, the expression which has to be subtracted is written with all the signs reversed. Now here we have another question. We have two expressions, expression 1 and 2. We have to subtract 1 from 2. What will we do? We will write expression 2 as it is, and we will write expression 1 with all the signs reversed. Positive sign becomes negative sign, and the negative sign becomes positive sign with every term. 3xy minus 4y plus 5z minus 2 is our expression 2, and we have written it as is. Now for expression 1. Let's write it with all the signs reversed. 2y will become negative 2y, negative 10z will become positive 10z, and positive 2 will become negative 2. So the expression is now 3xy minus 4y plus 5z minus 2, negative 2y plus 10z minus 2. Now we have to add these two expressions like we normally would. So 3xy has no like terms. Write it as it is. Now negative 4y, negative 2y are like terms, so write them together. Now positive 5z and 10z are like terms. Write them together. So minus 2 are like terms. Write them together. Now negative 4y minus 2y, both are negative, so you add them up and the sign will become, now negative 4y and negative 2y, both are negative terms, so add them up and the sign will remain negative. So you will write negative 6y. Positive 5z plus 10z is 15z, and negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4. So this will be our solution. There are no more like terms, therefore this is the final answer. This expression is the difference of the two expressions, as in if you subtract expression 1 from expression 2. This will be the solution. So friends, we have learned how to add and subtract expressions. In our next section, we will learn how to multiply expressions. That's all for now. Bye-bye.